Hu Tao? More like, who has her tit?
Welcome, the Gamer Man's Lounge. Awaken to play.
Nah, I'm just kidding. We respect, waifus. Even with the smallest of chests. Okay? Anyway, with that totally said, welcome to the waifus of gaming. There is an instance with us and female video game characters. That instance is that we get romantically attached to them, which as a result we have a crush on them. This instance is part of a phenomenon that spreaded from anime. It is called waifuism, and the term for a romantically attached female character is called a waifu. We all have our video game waifus, and this series celebrates it. Welcome to the waifus of gaming. Hopefully things are going well for you guys. As for me, I am Lord Gamerman of the Gamerman's Lounge, here with the waifus of gaming. And today, we're definitely going to be reviewing a Genshin Impact waifu from Lyre. Hopefully I said that right. But anyway, with that totally said, we all know there's an infamous Pyro DPS character from that region in Teyvat. So with that totally said, we got Hu Tao. And yes, it's perfect timing because Halloween and Hu Tao, and by the time I'm uploading this, it's October. And I just realized that after October comes November. Anyway, let's go ahead and take a look at Hu Tao. Time to go back to the land of Teyvat and start reviewing someone who is also a DPS from Lyre. Hopefully I pronounced this right after getting caught in an internal pronunciation feud when it came to reviewing Ganyu. Anyway, we are going to be looking for a Pyro 5-star DPS. Oh, here she is. It's Hu Tao. Hu Tao is the director of a local funeral parlor, and she works alongside Zhang Li at that funeral parlor. Anyway, however, you can call her the medium, or not if you do not wish to speak familiar tongue with that one next-gen launch game. Anyway, what I am trying to go at is that she can get into contact with the dead. And as a matter of fact, she knows a place in Wuwang Hill that borders between the world and the afterlife, and you guys get to visit that in her story quest. That one kid in the Shamalama Ding Dong movie says, "I see dead people," but does she go like, "LOL, I see dead people"? Okay, well, what I'm trying to say is I'm concerned about what the hell you just put in that goddamn script. I mean, let's be honest here, alright? Anyway, oh, sorry about that. Well, here is your answer. Not really. Yes, she can appear as a mischief maker. I mean, she does toy with others at times, and with one example as stated in her character storylines in the Genshin Impact game, Goba literally fires at Hu Tao when Xiangling gets a jump scare from you-know-who. She does really bother Chi-Chi and is trying to basically send her to the afterlife through some measures. I understand where Hu Tao is coming from, but, however, let's talk about that guy with the talking snake that is challenging death and the reason why Chi-Chi still in the land of living, okay? Yes, we're talking about that young girl who is a zombie, okay? We all know that groups of teens try to challenge death. It took 5 movies to understand that outcome, okay? But movie references aside, okay, you know what? Can we stop with the goddamn... Okay, we've seen her behaviors off the clock, but when it's time to make the motherfucking money, Hu Tao is still professional. Her job is being a director of the parlor, but that job also means giving send-offs to the afterlife. However, alongside, she does usually in her spare time does whatever to fit her personality, and we will talk about a personality in a bit. However, She does do poetry as a second profession. As a matter of fact, she is known for that nursery rhyme about the dead Hilichurls. That is one of her idol animations. If we are to talk about everyone's favorite adorable Max Rare, where would we start? Oh right, she is really cheerful and energetic, and if you manage to play her story quest, she is very kind-hearted. However, she is really dedicated to her job and making sure the funeral parlor gets clients, and speaking of, she is still professional and takes her job seriously, keeping on going, discussing her behavior in general. She seems to exhibit playful behaviors when it comes to her fighting style and comments on her environment around her. Yes, we took closer examination. Hu Tao ends up becoming very cute enough to win over a majority of Genshin players when it comes to her and her being a goofball. Anyway, now that we mentioned combat, let's get right on going to her gameplay. She is, of course, a Pyro DPS. However, there is a catch when it comes to playing as Hu Tao, and I will get to that shortly. She is a polearm user that carries high agility. You can say they are acrobatic, but more like a bit goofy-like style of acrobatic, fitting with her personality. Gotta mention that. But one example, she is able to fly around while charging through enemies. Oh yeah, I'll get to that later. But however, risk and reward is essentially her gameplay in a nutshell. Her elemental skill amplifies her normal attacks with pyro attacks, but when she does use charge attacks, she charges through enemies, and it marks enemies that occasionally do additional pyro damage. So, something you're going to want to keep in mind about. Okay, but this costs a portion of her health. As a matter of fact, she does better results when her HP is at 50% or below. Her elemental burst, she grabs her ghost companion and swings it like a goddamn bat. This is an AoE or area of effect move that does devastating damage while replenishing HP, and those heals scale depending how many enemies are hit with that AoE. So, if that is to be the case, that you have to keep her HP at 50% or below, you might want to be careful because you would end up accidentally getting her at even full health. Just a heads up. Hu Tao, when it comes to cooking, will have a small chance you will end up with a suspicious copy of a disc. That totally said, another heads up, okay? Now, Hu Tao is, in a nutshell, combat-centered, and if you were going to basically mostly need Amber for those world puzzles, unless you luckily pulled Yoimiya, it is the case. Alright? I wouldn't recommend using Hu Tao for those world puzzles. You're stuck using Amber, okay? Unless you pull Yoimiya. Alright? That said, oh fucking well, but she is combat-centered at the end of the day. What do you expect? But seriously, she is really great in terms of combat, and that risky playstyle just makes picking her fun and satisfying. Okay, moving on over to the appeal and physique of Hu Tao. First off, Twintail's hairstyle that is long and looking silky smooth. Not the only reason. Look at how cute she is, especially with the unique designs when it comes to her eyes. I mean, look at the designs on her eyeballs. Seriously. Look at the pupil. Look at her pupils. Looks nice. Anyway, we are looking at a rather fine, slim figure, and her usual outfit looks really nice and fitting on her, especially it just fits in well with the whole funeral parlor business style, while basically kind of being fitting with Hu Tao and her shenanigans. It's crazy. I know. But, however, the midriff looks to be doing really great. That totally said. And the thighs those dress shorts expose seem to be of lap pillow quality. As for the chest area, I was able to make out that she is small-chested upon closer inspection. You see what you see, but that doesn't necessarily mean she is flat-chested. Okay, the coat does make things a bit tough to tell, I know, but we should have the appeal rating at a 2 out of 3, but considering the overall design and cuteness in terms of presentation, and the fact that she does make these odd but satisfying sounds, I mean, she is hella cute, okay? She did manage to win me over, so I ended up just giving out a max rating for her on the appeal, thus destroying my previous decision. Hu Tao is a really fun character, but she is very risky and rewarding to play due to her reliance on her HP being at 50% or below. However, in terms of lore and personality, she really is a lovable goofball. The lovable goofball that a majority of Genshin players adore a ton, and I can really see why. She is a really cute lady. Whether you love the risk and reward gameplay she offers, or you just find her so freaking cute, or both, Hu Tao is a really respectable character in the game, and of course, a wonderful, beautiful lady in the world of video game waifus. Fellow viewers, here you go, Hu Tao. So yeah, Hu Tao. Oh yeah, Hu Tao, more like, who got them thighs? Haha, yeah, that's a... Yep, at least, hey, gotta respect Hu Tao's thigh game. Anyway, with that totally said, Hu Tao, ladies and gentlemen, it was bound to happen. It was really bound to happen, because I got lucky to pull Hu Tao, and as somebody who was lucky enough to pull Hu Tao, I managed to do a video on Hu Tao. Anyway, with that totally said, that is all, and I will be looking forward to you in the next video. Peace out. Or, peace out. You know, if you didn't tell that goddamn edgelord joke, Hu Tao, I don't know, I got it from you, Hu Tao. This is a video product made by a fellow gamer man. We hope that you enjoy the content, and we also hope that you enjoyed the shenanigans. We'll be looking forward to you in the next video. Peace out. Heyo!